So, yesterday, for those that were in class, you can see that we got this done, right? Now, which local government did you say this was in Taraba? I cannot hear anybody. And it's actually not one local government here. This covers two local government. This is Usa local government and Takum local government. But their fight, not go allow them. The last person that went to delineate the boundary, anywhere a certain tribe is, they will say is that local government. If we are another tribe, they will say, so the person just pack in load and run, leave them. So there are actually two local government in this lake where one they see for Taraba State. So if you are going to identify in time of production of map, you have to make Takum and Usa. So if you see here now, you see there's Takum here, right? You can see Takum LGA. But when you come down here, okay, sorry, when this map was made, there was no Usa local government, it was just pure Takum. All right? This was 1992, this very map. So, it's okay. So, today we're going to further do a few more so that you understand, because you're going to complete the remaining 14 local government. Okay? Now, this brother was trying it, but he got something wrong. If you look at here where we stopped, this point we stopped around here, inside. You see that this follows suit here. It goes up. When it reaches here, the line continues. But you see that another one intersected here. So, Kurmi local government has a boundary with Takum, goes along, then it reaches here. This is the end of Kurmi, then it goes down. It goes down, then meets back the international boundary here. All right? Now, the other one, which is this place where we are now, this is a Sardona local government. It follows through the international boundary, follows like this, so the international boundary. Then from here, you can see that there is another. I told you that when you want to look at this, you should look at your legend. So the local government is the one with the two dots in between them. So you have to take a recognizance of what you're doing before you proceed. So when you come here, you see that it proceeded through here. You can see that it proceeded through here, right? Now, this is where that other one comes. So it goes down like this. For Sardona, you can see. It goes through this one, like this. I'm explaining so that you know how to go about, because you'll be the one that will complete the remaining part of this whole thing. I forgot at the end game we are going to do some query analysis, right? All right, so I'm going to do just one more, and I will tell you later when you are done with everything, I'll tell you what to do. So which means by next class, we should be done with everything to this place, because we'll be doing some few attribute editing. We'll be editing the attribute tables. All right, you know we created some information to be filled yesterday, right? And we've not filled them, isn't it? Though I filled them in the video I recorded for you guys. But we'll just take them when we are done with the whole digitizing. So we'll focus on the digitizing. So to move further, once we have our local government boundary, local government future class, we'll just come to editor, click on editor, then we click editing, or start editing. Like I said yesterday, when you have more than two things on your ArcMap, you have to choose which one you want to work with at a time. So we are going to be working with the LGA. So you click on OK. Now, when you click on OK, you're going to see this black arrow. Now, this black arrow is just basically for selection. You can use to select. Now, if I select, like you see, I select the whole of the state boundary. If I click again, you see that I select only Taraba State. Like what I was telling you yesterday. if I zoom this place, no matter how I zoom it, you will not see a gap between them, but you see a lapping. Why is that possible? Can someone tell me why is there no gap here? Why is it possible? The tracing enables you to have everything on the same. So if you generate coordinates of these 2 points, you still have the same exact coordinate for both the state and the local government. All right? But if you decide to say you want to digitize it yourself, you may not be able to get it. Okay? So the tracing tool aids you to be able to have that together. So now we're going to do the local government preceding it, that's Kurmi now. So we just click on create futures. It's supposed to be here, but if you are not seeing it, you just come on your editing tab, you go to the last one you see, it's called create futures. All right? So once you click on it, you come to this side. So you just click on the LGA feature class. So now we're going to continue tracing from here. We're not tracing this time around till we come back. So we'll just start with the digitizing. Now, I believe some of you guys are not having this vertex checked. I don't know if you have that, but I explained that in the video, but let me do that in the class before you. Now you may, if you don't see, you see that there is something making, aside, I don't know where you're seeing well. You'll see that there is, aside the arrow, you see that there's something called vertex by the side. Now, if yours is not showing, you come under this editor, just click on it, then you scroll down to snapping. Under snapping, you go to snapping toolbar, sorry. When it opens up, you see this snapping stuff here. We have point snapping, we have end snapping, we have vertex snapping, we have edge snapping. These tools helps you to, whenever you are creating a node, when we come to digitizing of road, you understand. So when you want to create a node between the road, because you're not supposed to leave any road hanging. Actually, no any digitizing should be left hanging. They must have an adjoining boundary or something. That's why we're doing this. So this tool will help you to maintain that status quo, to let you know that, okay, this place now is a vertex, this place now is an edge, like all of that. So you know where to be able to place your cursor, all right? So now we're going to start here. We click at the vertex here, and then we continue digitizing. And digitizing just creating, just clicking on points. Now, if at any point you make a mistake and double click, it's going to just wrap up the editing, okay? But then you just delete it and do it again. So you're going to click on this point and follow the angle, the way this thing is going. That's how I'm going to follow it. I'm going slow so that you should be seeing. So while you are digitizing, you should also be looking out whether there are boundaries that cross across, so that you don't make the mistake that this brother made. All right? So now we see that there is another one that is going down here. So which I know says the next place we are following. So we just follow this one. So we're about to reach the boundary we already have digitized. So we need to, what do we need to apply here now? So we're going to apply the tracing tool. So before you click on this, you will come up and change it to trace tool. So from the line segment, you change it to the trace tool. Once you change it, you now click on the line you're going to start the tracing. So for tracing to work, it must be on an existing boundary or an existing line. It does not work on, like this place we digitize, like it doesn't work there. It works on only an existing shapefile or something. All right, so see, I'm just going to move in the direction of that line. So you see that it is going. Are you seeing it? By moving my hands towards where I want it to go, it's going. So I'm going to click on it, then continue, because I don't want it to return back, because if you make any mistake to just return back, you have to do it again. So you just click on it again to continue your tracing. So now we're going to continue it on the other adjoining boundary, right? So, and we'll stop here, because this is the boundary of this very local government. You can see that we've come up with it. Do you see the difference between what you did and what you're seeing now? You see the difference? You went straight to another local government. You didn't consider that. But you see, this is the second local government we have. So once you've done that, you just right-click and finish sketch. It's now going to be the one that is selected. So if we check this as well, you will not see any gap. Even if we run a topology rule on this, there is no gap as well, because they have the same coordinates. Are we together? Are we together? The class don't turn where they watch me like picture, no problem. It's a good one. So, questions? Because we will have continued the class, but there's no way we'll continue the class without you guys finishing up the entire digitization. I'm not hearing you. I don't know what left click is. So. Okay. Basically, when you click on that, it should tell you it will stop. Then when you click on it again, it will continue if it's a tracing tool you are using. But you don't just double click. If you double click, it ends everything. Once you double click, it ends everything. So you either remove it and do it again, or you find a way of another way, which is not advisable for beginners. You have to do it again. Ask questions. So. You just the enter, I want to ask question. Oh yeah, nah, they hear you. I'm not understanding your question. I hope you know we're digitizing. Geography and digitizing are two different things. So we're digitizing now. So what's your question? Yeah. What is exact coordinate? It's like you don't even understand what we're doing. That's why I said you just enter and you ask questions. What we are doing is we're talking about in time of boundary. Anything you trace, you're not supposed to have an overlapping boundary or boundary that has gaps in between them. So the tools that aid you to do it perfectly is an edge tracing tool. We're not talking about coordinate at this moment. We're talking about it's allowing you to have a perfect same location kind of digitization. Because it's very, very impossible for you to digitize the same place 2 times and have the same result. You're not that consistent. So the trace tool is there to help you trace out the same exact point. It will just follow the notes you've created while you were doing the first digitization. Now when you digitize the boundary of ABU now, you've done that already. You cannot still go back to digitize, maybe like you want to do Samaru, the other part of Samaru now. You cannot still follow that same place you've created node that will have a consistent result. So the trace tool is there to just trace out that place you've done before. It's not as if it will do the other part of Samaru automatically for you. No. It's just there, those places you've digitized before, it helps you in tracing out that, locating all the nodes you have while you were doing the first digitization. With hand, you cannot do that. Do you understand? Just start it again. Open the start the ArcGIS again. Sorry. Or restart the system first. Restart the system. Any question? Okay. They're asking questions when they go up and down. How am I supposed to? How are you even supposed to learn from the questions? No, I'm not attending to anybody. Ask question. You've done what? Yes. Yes. You know, the future class you created has capability of individuality. That's the reason why if I click here, it's going to select just this one for me. If I click here, it's just going to select this one for me, right? So which means when you round and you double click, meaning you're done with that one. So that one creates its area and other information. So if, let's say I digitize, I can jump from here now and come up here and do another one. As far as I know I follow and get the boundary of those ones. There's no issue. Now, where your question you're trying to ask is, if you forget other ones, as far as it's not lapping with another one, and you did it perfectly, you don't need, just go and do the one that you've not done. Abi, I'm not answering your question. Let me illustrate something. You know, we've done 2 for down here, and this 2 has, you guys should look up, please. We've done these 2, and these 2 have common boundary, right? We can jump from here and not do anything here again. We can just come up here and see if we can locate some local government boundary here. Let's look at it. So we have one here. So let's say this one follow like this, Abi, and come and meet here. So let's do this one so that I'm coming. So from here, I'm just going to click. Then let's do this one so that I think maybe by then it will be clearer. We've reached the end of it, so we're joining another boundary. So we just trace, right? So this is another local government share. Abi? So let's stop editing. We've done another local government here. So we've jumped leaving those other ones down to come and do here. So as far as you can locate the accurate location of how, like, you know, the way the boundary legend shows how you can get a local government boundary, you can do different ones at different places. And then when you're doing adjoining boundary, that's when you use tracing tool. Did I answer your question? Partially? All right, so bring it less. You say? Any boundary that, right now, we are not even calling it international boundary because we just wanted to trace out boundary of that local government. Do you understand? It's just the boundary of that local government. I'm with you. When we're what? Yes. Dotted lines how? There is a legend up here, which we explained. I said, whenever I see a plus sign on this very map, or not every map, whenever I see a plus line, a line and plus, a line and plus, that's an international boundary. Now, a dashed line with one dot is the state boundary. A dashed line with two dots, local government boundary. Dashed line with three dots, district boundary. So, inside here, if you look at this, you see that there are one dot, right? So this is which boundary now? State boundary, one dot state, two dot local government. All right. So all you need to do is to look for the two dot line that forms a local government. Are you getting it? But you have to do that from, since this image is not image you know, because the truth is, whether you like it or not, imagine they give you this work to do. You don't find a way of doing it. They hire you to do this work. You have to find a way of doing it. By either asking questions, by either any means that will be able to get you result. You will do that, right? So, but if you follow the legend, that will give you a guide. Like, for example, you see here now, this already has a coverage of a state boundary. So all you need to do is to find the one that just curves it out. So let's look at it here. So we see that it comes down to this place. Then you can see that it goes again here. Are you getting it? It goes to somewhere here. I'm coming. Okay, see it here. You see that it goes up like this, bar? When you follow, it follows like this, then turn. You see that it's going like this, like this, like this. Then it came and end here. Another local government has been formed. So you need to look at it. You can even do like a draft first, just to have, that's why before you start digitizing, you need to take recognition. You need to take a good look at the information that is available. Because what you are doing now, you are extracting information from this image. So now, how accurate you are able to digitize this determine how accurate your result will be. If you miss a local government or you miss a boundary of a local government, it means you've changed things. But if nobody knows, that's where error comes in. Because the more people don't even know, it's creating more issues. Just like lawyers now. Where you go lie to win a case. Innocent man, they prison. The guilty person is walking free. So this is another way you can replicate what lawyers are doing. So you need to be able to vet your informations. Because at the end of the day, sometimes you be in a place where not only you know what thing they do. So if this is a problem, don't start by. So whatever, when I got to this, I was at this place, they had some nonsense data that they gave me. And they try talk, they tell me, say, na so person do am. That is because the reputation of that person goes before the nonsense he has done. You know that there are things I will do wrong now that if they tell you say it's wrong, you will hardly believe it. Why? Because you get to know me and you know the level I am. So sometimes the reputation of an individual who does something goes before even the error. So when they try to even break it down, it becomes an issue. I think I learned of an army whereby they did a slap, and this army officer, he was the commander of that barrack. He decided to place soldiers on the slab because goat used to disturb the place, used to destroy what they are doing. So he just placed those soldiers around there without telling them why they were placed there. Then the next day he was moved out of that barrack. Now, for 3 months, they were placing soldiers to guide what the previous person was doing. So the commandant one day now asked them, why are they placing people here every day? Them, no. So this is we're information scientists. So any little thing can become a very big thing. Now, because they did not have information why they were standing there, they were punished in that place for 3 months. And they think they were working. But whereas the man only wanted to place them there for 1 or 2 days, me the cement where they cast, me just dry. You can apply it to here. So information is very crucial. You need to understand how the legend system works. You need to understand how to check it out, because there are 16 local government here. And if you finish this time, you only have 15. If I have not told you that at the end you have 15, you will do, and then you will not see the 16. And then at the end of the day, you will say you'll be thinking you make mistake, isn't it? Like the assignment I first gave you guys, some people came with 16 faculty of ABU, some came with 18. It's because of the information you have at your disposal, right? So it's the same thing. So understanding how, please, let's try and silence our phone, please. Understanding how the previous person has put the work together will help you to either modify it. Projector overheated. Wow. When I give projector SU, you know. So, are we together? So, understanding how the previous person has done the work will give you an edge to improving it. After I did this work, it was sent to the commissioner of boundary. The man saw the work. It's a funny story anyway. And then he asked the SG who made this map. She said one of the IT students. And then he said they should send the IT student to his house. So I was scared. I don't know the man. I took one copper with me and one of the staff. So we went. As we just entered the man's house, he just said, who is Shamaki? I said, I'm the one. He said, I should go and wait for him inside there. So the rest wanted to take race. Which means they want to kill me, so then they go run. But he now said, all of you guys. We sat down. The first question he asked me was, did you do map projection? That was the first question he asked me. Map projection is actually a course in geomatics. I told him, yes, I did, but I do not know anything about the course. I only got a C. So I don't even know how I get the C, as a matter of fact. So he began to explain some certain things. That was when I began to understand some certain things about map and how to improve work that has been done. Because this work was done in 1992. Then in 1996, there were other boundaries that were carried out along, and then he began to bring them out. We've been working on this work as early as 2019, and we're still working on it. Because anytime there is an improvement, like this one was done last year, this very site. One side of the map I gave you guys, that shapefile, was done last year. I left here, they called, I left. I think I was in my second semester coursework. I left, spent like 2 weeks, work alongside with the man. We were able to come up with this. As a matter of fact, the work is on the decks of the governor, but they don't start to play their politics and all that. But that's their problem. Do you understand? So information is very powerful. You need someone to put you through across the axis of this whole thing. You need to look at what you can do from your side through the legend. If you don't understand, you ask questions. So that's why the group D, I'm saying this thing for emphasis. You have a group. While you are digitizing this thing, if there's any place you are not understanding, you can easily snap it, send it to the group. I'll say, okay, do it this way, do it this way. This is how the boundary goes. Do you understand? So please take your time, look at it, and finish the 15 local government you can see here, so that when we come next class, we can go into editing of attribute, then we can easily go to digitizing road. We can do road, we just do 1 or 2 and leave, just explain some things, go into digitizing building, and I think we're done. This is where the whole bulk of work is. Because if most people, when I was learning, I told you that I did this manually, right? When I was training, like manually, I had to do the whole Nigeria, do the 36 state manually. I didn't even know of tracing tool. I got to know about tracing tool 3 or 4 years ago. So please, take advantage of this. Do this. Even if you can do it 1,000 times, do it. There is no knowledge that is wasted. Just keep doing it. Even if it is just this you do, continue. Just knowing digitizing and georeferencing. You've achieved a lot in this training. You achieve a lot. So please don't look at it as if I want to get everything. These 2 things we've done so far, if you can achieve, just know how to do this thing very well, consistently. The rest will just fall in places. So we'll stop the class here so that please don't just go and start doing other things. Go and sit at least 1 hour. I told you guys from the beginning of this class. Imagine if you can sit 1 hour dedicated on this thing alone every day. You are not using 24 hours to read. When I talk, say, when I be student. Student, if you read 24 hours, let me see your hand up. You say? I say, if you read for 24 hours, may I see your hand up from 6 a.m. to another 6 a.m. of tomorrow. It's not possible. You can't. And you don't go to lectures 6 to 6. Not even ArcGIS students go form say they will do lectures 6 to 6. It's still the road. It's possible you not go even come, sir. So please, let's not keep giving ourselves excuses that test exam will definitely come. But when you organize yourself, you'll be able to do a lot. If you do it, it's not for me. If you don't do it, it's still not for me. As a day like this, I know they go back to do anything here. I don't teach you now, finish. I'm done with it. It's here. Bring work, I go do them. Bring your project, I go run them. It's here. But I learned it. Be diligent in it. My favorite scriptures, have you seen a diligent man in his work? Not before mere man in go stand. Now for kings. So please, be diligent in it. You've paid for it. Don't look at it as if it is small. Take advantage of what you are learning and better your life with it. When I was learning this thing, believe you me, the only thing I had in mind was to do my project. And in Kaduna Polytechnic 2016, I was the only one that used ArcGIS for my project. Then I did it for 2 people that paid me, 2 groups, because ND project is usually group project. So we did it, 2 of us. I did it for 2 other groups, making 3 people submission, 3 submissions with ArcGIS. The rest use AutoCAD and other software. So that was, to me, I find fulfillment that I used a separate software for my project. I got into ABU. I just met an archaeology student that advised me to start a YouTube channel. I started YouTube channel August 27th, 2017. If you check my first video in that channel, you will see that it's 27 August 2017. That's when I started YouTube channel. And it took years. It was until 2021. I got 1,000 subscribers, 4,000 watch hours, and I was monetized. So what am I saying? Consistency is key. If I had not learned the GIS, I'll enter ABU and just be a student and go. You guys will not understand what it means until you graduate. When I talk, say test, project, bar, till when I graduate. Though some people have rich parents, that's okay. It's fine. But if you're coming from my area, you will need to learn a lot of skills. I don't know, I cannot count my skills. Just bring the work. If I know if you do, I'm going to tell you, no, I know if you do this one. I'm not talking of GIS. I have quite a number of skills because I know where they come from. So please, we're all in the learning environment. I'm still a student, which you guys already know. But please, let's take advantage. Learn as many skills as possible. Learn as many skills as possible. Anyone that come your way, take your time. Whether not free, then bring and come. Whether not 2,500, whether not 1,500. Learn them as if you paid $100. Learn them as if you paid $1,000. It will help you. That's my little advice for you. I'll see you guys on Friday.